What is up, everyone? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your co-host, Jeff Zavatero, and this is episode 15.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great week. Today we got a lot to talk about. It's a pretty much packed show. Yeah, Gamescom 2020 happened, so it's going to be a doozy. Before we dive into any of that stuff, though, Jeff, what'd you get a chance to play this week?
We played Fall Guys.
Yeah, we did that.
I got kicked off the internet by my mother-in-law, and then I got put back on, and we finished playing Fall Guys, and it was really dope. I then pre-ordered the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered, so I played the demo.
Nice. How was that?
It was actually a lot of fun.
Cool.
It felt like your character was heavier. I felt like I couldn't get as high on the jumps.
Okay.
Like, I tried to do the initial gap over the half pipe, and I couldn't do it.
Do you think it's like maybe like an ability thing that you like eventually upgrade?
Maybe, but I'm playing as Tony Hawk. I feel like Tony Hawk should be like the best. Anyway, I played until I got like a $350,000 2-minute run, because that's all you get to do is the 2 minutes in the warehouse, no secrets, no tapes, anything like that. So
gotcha. Okay.
It was enough to hold me over. I played it like before I got to bed the last couple nights.
Sweet. So you're enjoying it though?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping I love the game. It looks like it has like almost all the original cast.
That's exciting.
Of skaters, which I'm really excited about. Bob Burnquist was my favorite. Even though I don't even really like, I guess I do grind a lot because that's how you get the good combos. But,
right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I just remembered I got to download Diablo 3 before Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
if we're playing this week still with Randall. Yeah, I played a lot of Guacamelee actually. I've officially unlocked all the special abilities.
Nice.
I've defeated Trio de la Muerte, which is the it's like the big bone skeleton dude with a guitar, and he's got like two other things attached to him. He's got like a big horse. I forget what the animals are, but it's like an animal and like another dude. It's like a trio of like they're playing like the guitar or whatever. They're like a band basically. So that was a really difficult fight, but I defeated him. I killed him. So I'm pretty sure I should be very close to Kalaka at this point, or Kalaka, however you say his name. I feel like I'm very close to beating this game. But man, it's getting really hard. Like there was this one, just like this small, like, you know, there's a small fight that took place, and it took me like probably 30 times to beat because I wasn't using the proper strategy. I don't know. You really have to like get creative as you get further in the game because it gets really hard. So, but
that's fair.
Either way, I'm enjoying myself. So.
That's good. Haha. One I gave you. You're still playing.
I know, right? I'm like powering through that thing.
That's right.
Yeah, so good call on that game. So that's what we've been playing this week. Next up, we have September freebies. So if you have an account with PS Plus, Xbox Gold, free account with Epic or Twitch Prime, these are the games that are going to be free this month of September. For PS Plus, we have Street Fighter V and PUBG. For Xbox Gold, we have Tom Clancy's The Division, which is going to be available September 1st to the 30th on Xbox One. The Book of Unwritten Tales 2, available September 16th of October to the 15th? Wait, what? Oh, I see. September 16th to October 15th on Xbox One. I read that wrong. De Blob 2, available September 1st to 15th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Armed and Dangerous, available September 16th to 30th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Epic, we have Into the Breach. Twitch Prime, we have Autonauts, Pumped BMX Pro, Effie, Tiny Troopers Joint Ops, Outcast Second Contract, Trooper and Tempest. Any of those that you might be picking up or interested in playing?
I mean, of course, I'll pick up the PlayStation ones. But,
of course.
Looking at the Twitch Prime ones reminded me that I really wanted to play the ones from last month, so I need to go pick those up.
Oh, gotcha.
But it doesn't look like there's anything new where I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for that.
Yeah, there was the Tiny Troopers. I think that's the one with the small army men. It kind of reminded me of I think it was just called Army Men or something. It was like on Nintendo 64, and it was like you actually played with little toy army men.
Sergeant's Heroes or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what this one is, but I forget. But it looked really fun. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna skip out on all these this month.
Your computer can't run it anyway.
My computer can't run them, obviously, and I'm not a big fighter guy. And I think I already have PUBG on PlayStation anyway. I think it was free at one point to begin with. I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of I'm thinking of DayZ, maybe.
Yeah, no. So this is different. This was like the big competitor for Fortnite when that came
Yeah,
out.
no, I know what PUBG is. I could have sworn I had PUBG, but maybe I have another first-person shooter or third-person shooter. I forget. Anyway.
Who knows? We'll never know. If I ever upgrade my graphics card, I'll give or sell you for cheap my graphics card.
Perfect. Love it. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into too much detail with these guys because we have a lot to talk about with Gamescom. And also, we're not going to do retrospect this week, unfortunately. We'll be honoring gaming history this month, but it's going to have to wait till next episode. There's just way too much.
September.
Yeah, there's just way too much to talk about today because our main topic is all Gamescom 2020, and a lot happened. So, due to COVID-19, obviously, like Gamescom this year was like everything else, went digital. They actually even had like an interactive show floor that they put together. Like you could actually have like a little character walk around the show floor.
That's very cute.
It was pretty cool, yeah. And they had a special area where you could like walk to Coffee Talk, like the game Coffee Talk, but it was like a little coffee shop that you could interact with like the people at the coffee shop.
Awesome.
So it was kind of cool. That was on their website. The conference took place over the course of like 4 days. It was Thursday through Sunday, and with over like 100 plus video game trailers and gameplay reveals. I guess we were somehow able to sift through all of that and narrow it down to our collective top 20. I easily spent like 4 to 5 hours watching gameplay reveals and trailers. Like I easily spent like, I got to bed really late last night because I was finishing up day 2 and 3. It just felt like it was never going to end. Ideally, we would have done an episode for each day of Gamescom, but Jeff had suggested to me maybe next year when E3 comes back, we could do something like that where we like kind of tackle each day of E3, which could be fun.
Yeah.
So,
assuming, we're back to that yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Assuming we're back to normal, and assuming that, if my work allows that, if I'm able to get the time off.
Because that's like usually like Tuesday to Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a week. It's like weekdays. So who knows? If I ask for the time off, maybe ask for the week off.
Maybe
anyway,
we'll be famous, and they'll ask us there.
Maybe we'll just we'll be hosts of our own booth.
Oh, I don't want that.
I doubt it. We're just signing T-shirts all day, and that's it. Taking pictures. I don't know. That'd be fun. Anyway, we picked our own top 10 with no particular order. So, Jeff, why don't you kick us off with your first favorite gameplay reveal or trailer of Gamescom 2020?
That was a mouthful.
Right?
The first game that I am interested in picking up was 100 Days, which was the Wine Boss Tycoon. I'm a big fan. Like the only other big Tycoon game I played was Game Dev Tycoon, which is coming to the Switch. And this one looked like super relaxing and a lot of fun. Really simple, vibrant art style, and I'm really excited to play it.
Yeah, this one looks awesome. This is by the developer Broken Arms Games. I guess they're like located in Italy near the vineyards, so they have like that relationship directly with wine, which I thought was pretty cool. But you can tell they really put like a lot of attention to detail in it. Like they even used real data from the actual wine producers to make sure you get like a real experience of being like a wine connoisseur. But yeah, the visual direction, the color choices, the fact you can like customize your wine labels, names, all that stuff. I thought it was super cool. I mean, it's very niche, but honestly, I could see myself playing this like on mobile or Switch when I have some downtime.
Dope.
So it looks cool. Looks chill.
Yeah.
But they were saying it's going to come to PC first and then consoles and then eventually mobile. So I think
it's becoming abundantly clear that Nathan prepared something for all of these games. I thought we were giving impressions like every other thing we do.
It is an impression.
The impression in facts.
Well,
I don't have facts. I have feelings. I have feelings.
Facts. Hey man, facts are important. People want to know this stuff. All right, yeah. My first one was Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart, which can be on PS5 exclusively. Man, Insomniac Games is doing some really good stuff with this one. Like, there were so many particles flying around in that gameplay demo, like just stuff crashing around, boxes exploding, people running everywhere. It was just so dense with like creatures and villains. It's just very impressive.
Yeah, like the thing I wrote down is I didn't really care about like the gunplay or anything like that. I was looking in the background and there was so much going on.
Yeah, it was impressive.
And to me, that was more of the showcase of what the PlayStation 5 could do rather than what it looked like in the moment.
Right, how much it can handle. Also, accessing the rifts was like super trippy. That looked awesome. It threw me off, but it was actually really cool because it was just so seamless from going from rift to rift.
Yeah, I had trouble following what was going on because it looked like he was going into a portal that landed exactly where he was. And
Right.
I wasn't sure really what that.
I think that's what it was, but I think it was like basically he was going to that same location, but it had been different. Like at that moment, I don't know. It did throw me off as well, but
So, like,
it
maybe
looked
a parallel
cool.
universe.
Yeah, exactly. It looked.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked cool either way.
It did look cool. I was just like very jarred. I'm like, why? But he just didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It looked really good compressed on YouTube, so I can only imagine how good it's going to look on PS5.
I know. Yeah, like for the actual gameplay to look better than a lot of cutscenes in other games. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, it looked really good. So anyway, I'm excited about Ratchet and Clank. I'll probably end up like playing or watching the movie you had mentioned. Like, I guess they turned the first one into a movie, and then they have the second
remade
one.
the first game and then turned that into a movie. So
so I could probably just watch it.
yeah, so it's on Vudu. So
Cool. All right, sweet. So that's my first one.
yeah. Cool. The next one I have was Drake Hollow, and that was by The Molasses Flood, is the developer and publisher.
Nice.
That was the town building fighting game where you're protecting little vegetables called drakes from evil drake eating monsters. I thought it looked fun, like only if I was playing with friends though, because it looks like kind of what you do in a game like 7 Days to Die, except you have something to protect. I don't know. It added a bit more fun of a stake for me. But
Right.
it looked really fun. What facts do you have for this game?
I don't have any actually because I didn't actually. I don't remember that game. To be honest, kind of completely went over my head. There was a lot of trailers, folks. A lot.
That's why I was really upset. We opened out of the gate and Nathan's like, "Oh, well, that was one of my honorable mentions." So dang, all right.
Oh man. No, yeah. I mean, I think I remember that one. I'm trying to remember what was the one. Maybe it's the same one I'm thinking of where maybe that is the one I'm thinking of. It was kind of like Stardew Valley meets
No,
Terraria?
That was another one where you were like planting crops, and then when they grew out, they were little beasts that followed you that you can make fight.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of.
I forgot what that was called, but I was actually intrigued by that one, but I didn't put it on.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. I just it didn't. It was something like I'd played before, so I was like, eh. But
yeah.
Anyway, cool. Number 2 for me was Teardown, which is gonna be on PC, unfortunately. Created by Tuxedo Labs. I guess this is a game like where you can play together in like these environments that are completely destructible. You can pull off the perfect heist according to the developers. It looked awesome because it was like they're just shooting at walls and blowing down ceilings, and all these things are falling down, and the particle effect looked so realistic. It looked really good, like all the explosions, just like the way they fell apart and the rocks and the rubble. It looked really well. So I guess you're supposed to create like a path for yourself to turn off all the alarms and then escape. I guess there's going to be co-op, which could be awesome because you may have to like, maybe plan your route together before you actually like, hit off the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But it kind of reminds me of Minecraft with the blocky design on some of the objects.
Yeah. That one had like a gameplay video rather than a trailer.
Yeah, it was a gameplay video.
Where he was talking about how you can save one of the pillars so you don't knock down the whole building.
Yeah, it was really cool. But they spent a lot of time like just focusing on the physics. But at that one point, we actually see like a character laying down a board. So I kind of wasn't sure if you get to like pick up items as you go, or if like you just have like an arsenal of random, items that you're carrying at all times. Mm-hmm. And I'm also curious to see how much time you have because they really didn't show that. They just showed the guy just running through everything and then jumping in the boat. Yeah. But I don't know. That could be cool. Or maybe they'll even have something where you can play against one of your friends, like see who can do it fastest.
Yeah.
So
it looked like a lot of fun.
I don't know. It looked like a lot of fun, just like kind of like a sandbox kind of game. So
yeah,
good stuff.
Cool. My next one was they're adding dogs to Sea of Thieves. Very exciting. They said they added cats earlier this year, and it was very successful. And now they're going to add cats,
which will be even more successful.
Yeah. This game's only on Microsoft PC and Xbox, so you'll never get to play it. But I've always been super intrigued by the game. I've just never been able to pick it up. It's on the Xbox Game Pass for computer, which I think is super cool. Mm-hmm. And I thought the dogs look super cute, and I'm always down for dogs in games.
Me too. Always want to pet them. Got to pet the doggos, man.
The developer is Rare.
Ooh.
In case you needed a fact.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that looks good. It looked cool. I mean, I kind of just skipped over because it was Sea of Thieves, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna play this.
Yeah,
so.
you're never gonna get to play that.
Yeah.
Unless Xbox Game Pass has one of those streaming services.
Yeah, which I think
Stadia.
that's their plan eventually is to stream, because they're talking about being able to play games on your tablets and your phones.
That's cool. Yeah,
so,
no, that's definitely a game I'd want to play with you guys. Like,
yeah,
I remember seeing a gameplay video where this guy was sailing with another guy, and another ship pulled up, and they just started screaming.
I've watched so many streamers play this game, and it looks like they're always having a blast. It looks like super fun.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be fun to like role play as a pirate. I forget which streamer they were like trolling little kids because the kid would like jump on their boat. Yeah. But the kids would come in and be like super annoying, and then they would just troll the hell out of him. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is Little Nightmares 2, which is going to be coming on all the platforms, which is exciting. This one's Tarsier Studios. They're bringing back this. They're bringing back the game. It's a sequel to the first Little Nightmares, obviously. I like this one a lot because it has big Tim Burton vibes for me. And I never played the first, but now I definitely want to play the first after seeing like how creepy this game is and how much it reminds me of what are those 2 games we just played?
I was gonna say it gave me Limbo
vibes. And then the other one Inside, exactly. So
as long as it doesn't have the same ending, I'm cool.
Right, exactly. I know. So it seemed really cool because it just had the same vibe to it, and I think this was like probably my favorite actually of all the announcements. But and it looks super cool. Looks really creepy. I could just see you and I playing this and like yelling at each other.
Yeah, looks like the first one's on Switch, so maybe we can pick that up.
Yeah, it will be on Switch. So
the first one was too. I mean,
oh, it was. Okay, great. Maybe I'll pick it up. So now I need to play the first one, obviously, because I don't want to play this before. I also like how it wasn't just all side scrolling. I liked how it had some third person action at times where you were behind the character, like walking forward.
Yeah,
but that was kind of cool.
I felt like they gave a little bit too much away. Like that, the fact that you introduced the main character from the first game, they just threw it in the video, and I'm like,
yeah. So we know the first character. Yeah, we know the first character is alive or lives at least. So that's true. They did kind of spoil some things. I feel like they did show almost too much of the scares. Like that hunter was really creepy. The hunter with the bag on his head, chasing you in the field, super creepy. But anyway, coming February 2021, next year.
Dope.
So,
next game I have from Devolver Digital. The game already released, Fall Guys, but they gave us a sneak preview of Season 2, cool. Which was medieval themed, which I thought was a lot of fun. There's like 37, well, as of this releasing, there's going to be like 35 more days of Season 1.
Wow.
I'm on level 20. I'm trying to unlock everything before it switches over. Because I think the biggest hindrance of this game is you're doing the same levels. Like if I have to do Hexagon for the final round one more time, and I have my way, I jump from block to block to block, and then sure enough, there's someone coming around the corner who cuts me off, and now I have nowhere to go, and I hate him, and I hope he dies.
Right, because you're trying to take your time, and they're.
I'm trying to take my time.
They're
like,
messing
if
it up.
no one's on my level, I'm dominating because they're all idiots running around in circles.
Stupid peasants.
It just really sucks.
That's funny.
Like I just want more crowns. I just bought a horse outfit.
Oh, that's awesome. I need to get better at that game. I have yet to get a crown. I don't have one crown.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can never do the one that's the final round. It's a race. I'm never going to win that one.
Oh, the it's
where
like
everyone's like hug the middle.
Yeah, the one with the crown in the middle, and you have to like run towards it and dodge all the falling objects. Yeah.
It has to be like one of the jumping ones or hexagon or the tail chase. I won twice on that one.
That's so
I think
funny.
I won like 5 times now. I'm pretty dope,
dude. I hate you.
Well, I play like 2 rounds a day. So.
Oh yeah, I play once a week.
Unless we're all playing together, and then we play like 2.5 hours. So.
Right. Yeah, I play like once a week, so go figure. Cool. Yeah, no, I kind of liked actually all the castles. I even liked how they showed some of the characters pushing the blocks to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Like you actually had to have some kind of cooperative play to get to the next level of the castles.
Yeah, it's not just a new skin on a level. It's like there's new stuff you have to do.
All new levels. So that's pretty cool.
I hope like you don't lose the old ones and it just adds a bigger variety, but it kind of looks like it's gonna switch over to this new system.
You think?
That's the vibe I got if they wanted to make it themed.
I hope they don't do that. I hope they're literally just adding like a pack.
That's what I hope so too. But it seems like the seasons are themes, and I'm a bit worried about that.
Unless you can play themes, like you can play OG, you can play.
Yeah,
like you can switch between the themes.
Splits the user base. I'm hoping it just adds these levels into the mix.
Right. Well, if they do it, yeah, I mean, well, how does Fortnite do it? They do like, season 1, season 2, season 3. I don't think they remove things, do they?
Yeah, but this one's so themed.
Yeah.
I
guess we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough.
We will.
Cool. All right. My number, what are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. My number 4. 12 Minutes, which is going to be on Xbox and Steam for now. I'm hoping it's a timed exclusive to where eventually it'll get on PlayStation. But this is the psychological thriller from Annapurna, which takes place through a 12-minute time loop. I guess like this guy comes in and he says like, oh, I'm a cop or whatever. He shows up at your door. He accuses your wife of murder and then kills you. And I guess you have to use each of those iterations to try to change the outcome and end the loop permanently. I guess this was announced at Xbox E3 last year, which is exactly why I missed it and had no idea this game existed.
Yeah,
because I didn't watch Xbox's E3 last year. But it looks awesome. The fact that they were showing different interactions with the same characters looked really cool. Kind of like it was very like Groundhog Day, which sounds kind of cool. But this voice cast is going to be stellar. They have Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy, and Daisy Ridley.
Yeah,
so
like the trailer came on, I'm like, is that Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, totally.
Did they get him for the trailer? No, they got him for the game. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm if I don't know. Maybe it'll work on my computer. It didn't look that graphic heavy.
I think with so many different outcomes, I don't know.
I know.
It might be a stuttery mess.
Who knows? We'll find out. Maybe if you get on Steam, I'll try it on my system.
Yeah, I feel like games that are Microsoft games don't go on Steam though. Although I think Sea of Thieves just went to Steam, which was a big deal.
It did say it was on Steam. It's going to be on Xbox and Steam.
But if it's going to be Xbox Game Pass, then screw you. I'm just going to get the Game Pass.
Right, I know.
Although you can afford the $5 to give it a shot.
That's true. Then I can at least download it. Which I actually did try Xbox Game Pass, and Grounded did not work on my system at all. It was a stuttery mess. I had to like put it on the lowest setting, and even then, it looked like crap. So anyway, there's that.
I forgot. I was using a service, Shadow, where they build a PC server for you. And then you could log into all of your accounts on that server, and then you play kind of like you would on Stadia. So you could do it with any of your Steam games or even like Oculus. So that might be something that you would want to try. It's like $15 to $20 a month, so you could like try it for 1 month.
Okay.
But I think that's what you're looking for in terms of remote gaming on a better system.
Nice.
And you could play it on your phone or anything like that as well.
That's pretty cool. You'll have to remind me about that then.
Yeah, I had it for a month. It was pretty cool. I tried to use it for Oculus Rift, but I think it would be pretty dope for games that you wanted to try.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, is it my turn?
It is.
Next thing I have is from Electronic Arts. Star Wars Squadron, which was the fighter game. But it looks like it's really integrated with VR, and to be able to fly the Star Wars spaceships in VR will be super cool. And I don't care about the story. I just want it to be dope.
I mean, honestly, I was looking at it, and it looks really good. Like, looks like they spent a lot of time with focusing, like paying attention to detail for like all of like the ships, like readings and everything, and all like the actual controls inside and like the fact that you can actually customize the interior of your ship with like bobbleheads and stuff. It looks super fun, and honestly, I would play it, but I'm afraid that I would just get bored after like 2 hours of playing it, because it's literally just sitting in a ship for, over and over and over again. It's the same, repetition. I mean, if you like online multiplayer, I feel like this is going to be awesome for you. But for me, I feel like I would just get bored after doing the same stuff for a while, like with this kind of genre at least, because I don't mind.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't mind repetitive.
Because I'm like, you're a big fan of Stardew Valley, and it's literally almost the same thing every day.
Yeah, it's true. No, yeah, in this genre, I would get bored. I think just sitting in the cockpit.
All right, give us your next game.
Diddy. Yeah, so that was cool. All right, number 5 for me is going to be Hack. It's going to come to Steam, Switch, Android, and iOS. This is the stylus Metrovania from Bling Game, or it's Bling Game, I forget. Love the animation on this one. The way his cape moves is awesome. The color, the textures. I also like the way the dialogue flickers. It looks like a neon sign. Just like he's like, oh no, not again, and he falls like 10 stories down with the big explosion. But yeah, the character looks super cool. The design's awesome. It just kind of reminds me of like a really fast-paced action, like Guacamelee. That's kind of the vibe I got, at least from it, and like the fact you have these different abilities to like traverse and everything. But yeah, the sound design was awesome. I don't know, it looks really cool. I'm so thankful it's actually going to be on Switch, because I was going to be mad if it was going to be like another Steam exclusive or something.
It kind of reminded me of a less fun-looking Katana Zero.
Oh, okay.
I think you should play that game.
Did you have that on Switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I think I downloaded that actually because I wanted to play it.
Yeah, it looks super dope.
Now that I have my extended gigabyte memory card.
I was telling you earlier, I think that game was like 90% music and sound.
Right.
And I want to see it with like a really lame soundtrack to see if it still looks as cool.
That'd be actually really funny if they did that with games. Like, you could switch out the music and see if the game is actually still that good, or if it's just the music that's driving your emotions.
Yeah.
Same with movies. Did a good psychology test.
Fair.
Yeah. Cool.
What's your next one? The next game I had was Midnight Fight Express. I really couldn't tell what the game was about, but it was a lot of brawling. Some with 2 people, some with 3. And then
I think I know what this one is now.
It was a Humble Games published game and developed by Jacob Zwinel, DZWINEL. That was my best guess at how you pronounce his name.
Zavatero.
You look at mine. And
I know.
Try to say DZW in a row.
Zwinel.
Anyway, I thought this game looked super cool. A lot of the like hand-to-hand combat sequences looked really dope. I'm getting sick of games where like I was playing Hotline Miami where you walk in a room and get shot in the face the first thing. I feel like you have a better chance when it's fighting melee. And I'm really excited for that.
Midnight. I'm trying to look it up so I can actually see it again because I forget. Midnight Fight Express?
Mm-hmm.
Here. I look this up. I gotta see this because I'm surprised I didn't. Oh, here we go. Midnight Fight Express.
Said he avoided the Humble Games.
Okay, I didn't even watch this one. I skipped it. Sorry. I skipped the Humble Games because I won't be playing Humble Games. So, there was so much to watch. I'm sorry.
Nathan prided himself on having info on every single game.
Every game that I wanted to talk about, yes. Cool. All right, my number 6 is going to be Anno Mutationem, which is also going to be on Multiplat August 25th. So this month. Wait, no.
It's already out.
It's already out.
It was out before the video even hit.
So it's out. Oh, hang on. I lost my headphones. I can't even hear myself or hear you.
Hello.
What the? Oh no. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Okay. Whew. We're good. Yeah, so it's the 2D meets 3D cyberpunk action adventure with some RPG elements from Thinking Stars. They said that they actually took inspiration from Ghost in the Shell and Blade Runner, which, I love the look of Ghost in the Shell. Never watched Ghost in the Shell. It looks awesome. Love me some Blade Runner. This one actually caught my eye because of just how unique the art style is. I really like how they made it simple to see which characters you could actually interact with, because they were clearly full color standing there, and then the random crowd was just kind of walking by. They're these almost hollow looking blue faded people just kind of walking, and it's kind of interesting because that's the perfect way to depict how we move in a busy city. Everyone's just kind of there, but we don't really see the details. They're just kind of passing by us or whatever. So I thought that was a really cool art choice. And it seems like you're going to be able to craft stuff and sell items by just picking up things. They showed she picked up a CD in a box. So that's kind of cool. Because an inventory system, weapon selections, skills. I also like the dialogue interaction between the dude trying to sell corn juice. Did you watch that at all?
Yes. And then this is a game we actually saw at the State of Play this year. So I was like, they did a sizzle reel of like all of the action sequences.
That's right.
So I was already pretty sold on this one.
That's right. Yes, this one looks good. But it was just really funny, like the conversation, because the guy was a cob of corn. She's like, I don't really trust getting corn juice from a guy who's a corn. It's so gross. It's like, ew, where's that juice? She even asked, like, how would you get that juice in the first place? So nasty.
Know.
So I don't know. I think that set up the tone for me in terms of like this game could have some comedic elements to the dialogue and stuff. But the combat looks super fun too. So yeah, I'm down.
Sweet. The next one that I have from Electronic Arts was the Journey to Batu Sims 4 expansion.
This one looked really fun.
My wife super geeked out over this one. I thought it looked super cool. It made me want to pick up The Sims 4 again. I haven't picked it up in a while. And I looked online and like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but the reaction was hugely negative. Everyone's like, just give us a generic star or like space thing. We don't need to be Star Wars themed. This is stupid. This is just like Galaxy's Edge. This is stupid. Like, I'm sorry, then you don't have to play it. I think it looks super cool.
I thought so too. I thought it was really cute. I also liked how you could actually decorate your whole house with Star Wars garb.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
And like you get to design your own lightsaber. Mm-hmm. Like if it comes with a story, then great, even better, but I don't think it will. Yeah. But I thought it looked super cool and I'm super excited to pick that one up.
If it helps, I do have Sims 4 on PS4.
We're going to play it on Origin, so.
I figured. I mean,
that's where Emily plays.
Sims is better on PC. I totally agree because the
modding scene is too good to pass up.
Oh yeah, no, I played Sims 2 and Sims 3 on PC, and that's where it's at.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't think your computer could run that.
No, not at all. Not anymore. Sucker. Cool. Next one for me is going to be Kiwi on PC. It's a cute little co-op postal puzzler from Sold Out Games, where you play these two little kiwi birds. Named Jeff, oddly enough, and Deborah, and they're working in like a post office. I thought it was so different. That's why I just fell in love with it immediately because the concept was just so. I mean, it was kind of like Overcooked, I guess, like those co-op games where you're trying to like do a bunch of tasks at once and it's like crazy multitasking. Yeah. But the concept was just so far out there. I was like, who would have thought? Let's have two kiwi birds run a post office. Like, why not? I don't know. But yeah, they're packaging shipping crates. They're typing out telegrams with like their butts, sorting mail with their beaks, all that kind of stuff. It's just so creative. I thought it was really cute and clever. And the customization looks really fun. With so that could probably add some replayability. You can change like the fluff on the feathers and the color, the texture, and their actual color. I can just imagine how fun it would be too. Like as the daily tasks get more complex as you progress in the story. So. I don't know. It looked super fun, and I think it's really cute. Unfortunately, I'll probably never get to play it unless they port it eventually to consoles, or if I get a video card. So, but it looks awesome.
That was one of the very few on your list that I was like, oh, I actually think that one looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
Yeah. Next one on my list was delayed until 2021. It is the Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
So good.
That trailer was super dope, and it really felt different than the rest of the Lego games.
I agree.
I laughed out loud at some of the scenes in the trailer. Like it was definitely a game that I'm going to pick up day one.
Yeah, like was it General? Was it Grievous? Not Grievous. It was
Was it the one where like him and Han were like both shooting over the table back and forth?
No, it was the one where he like shoots electricity at
Palpatine. What are you?
Palpatine. Sorry, Palpatine. When Palpatine shoots electricity out of his hands, just like the plastic electricity. He's like, oh,
just chucks it at him.
and then shocks it afterwards.
Yeah, I thought like it looked like a lot of fun and something I can play with my wife. Initially, totally. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get down on Switch easy, but like, it looked big enough that I felt like I might get it on PlayStation.
Yeah, like graphically intensive enough to where it would actually probably look really good on the PlayStation.
And I think it could like running in 60 frames a second on the PlayStation 5. I think that might be the move.
It looks really good.
I make sure I have a second controller.
Yeah, that. I can't remember the last time I smiled that much actually watching a trailer.
Yeah,
it was so good.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
So like I am okay with the delay because it looks like they're doing like 9 movies plus the spinoff, the Solo and Rogue One. So
Yeah.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, no. Take your time and do it right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory.
Yep.
Cool. The next one for me is going to be Endling, which is also going to be multi-platform. It's a 3D side-scroller from Hero Beat Studios, where you play the role of the last fox on Earth as you try to find your kidnapped cub, which was very sad, by the way, watching that cub get kidnapped. That was just so sad. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But apparently the world's like gone to hell because of mankind, and you're just trying to survive as a fox with your cubs. I like the survival elements that they showed, where you have to like feed your cubs and yourself as you explore.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they actually grow up throughout the game as well, so then they actually follow you when you leave the den and on your adventures or whatever. So that was kind of neat. So I guess you have to like protect them wherever you go at that point. But I love the art style. Kind of reminded me of a little bit of like Firewatch-esque.
Yeah.
But it just looks like this game looks like it's gonna bring on the waterworks, and I'm totally fine with that.
Fair point.
It looks super like relaxing, maybe, and sweet at times. So I just really appreciated the art style as well.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like they had the Shelter and Shelter 2 on Steam, where you just play as those animals, just trying to hide and not get predated.
Yeah.
So that one looked really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. All right, the next game I'm going to talk about is developer Reflector Entertainment brings Unknown 9. Very vague trailer, just about a girl with superpowers. I don't know much about it, but the cinematic trailer looked really cool. I'm very hands-off on cinematic trailers usually because I got burned by the Dead Island trailer.
Oof.
So hard.
We all got burned by that, man.
I know, they're like, look at this really cool game and this concept we got for this story that you're going to play.
Yeah.
Nope. You're going to be swinging around sticks, first person, and the controls suck. With no story.
Dead Island 2, not happening.
Yeah, like Dead Island 2 had another one, but I knew better. I
know, right? This you're like, fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me
This is
twice.
not what the game's going to look like. You just know you can get a cool trailer. Whoever makes these trailers, have them make the game. That's
I know, right? Oh man, the game trailer industry, I don't know what's going on with that, because we talked about it before with like even mobile games. Like those trailers are so deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not even the gameplay. Like, oh yeah, I came across a Homescapes trailer and it was like him dropping things down a well and like having to pick between like an apple and something. Like, this isn't the game.
Nope.
Why are you doing this?
It's misleading, and I want to play the game that they advertised.
Exactly. Anyway, enough of that.
What's your number 9?
I think this is my last one, actually. Oh, I skipped one. Speed Limit. The demo is out on Steam now. It's a non-stop action arcade from GameChuck, where I guess they went for like an old school shooter vibe that starts off as like a daily train commute that goes horribly wrong. I really like how the gameplay and even the art style in some way changes completely every couple of stages. Like 1 minute you're running on top of the train, and it's like a side-scroller shooter, and then you're playing a top-down racing game, and then a behind-the-shoulder on a motorcycle, and then it's an isometric shooter in a helicopter. Like, it just looks awesome how they just changed the different art styles and the gameplay so quickly. And it seems like the game gets faster as you progress, which also is really intriguing. I thought that was pretty cool. Hence the name, I guess, Speed Limit.
Yeah.
And I guess the developers wanted to make sure that switching from each gameplay was intuitive, and you didn't need like a tutorial or whatever to figure it out, which is really nice to hear, because I can imagine when you're trying to go from one gameplay to the next, you want it to feel seamless, like it's an action movie. And if you have to like stop and like figure out new controls, I feel like that would totally ruin it.
Yeah.
So, but I liked the art style. It looks super fun. It's on Steam, so there's that. Hopefully it'll get ported to consoles. But it looks super cool. I didn't want to just only pick games that I could only play. I just picked the games I thought looked super awesome that I would want to play.
Yeah, for sure. Last game I'm going to mention is Sonzai. I thought it was like a 2D style game. It's developed by Two Odd Diodes and published by Top Hat.
Nice.
I thought this game looked really fun. I got like some Persona 5 vibes from it, but not as stupid as you would say. It looks like a really fun 2D brawler, but you could also like build relationships with the people around you, and some of your choices might affect your relationships with some of the other characters. It doesn't look like it's going to come out until 2022, but I'm going to keep an eye on this game.
I do remember this one.
Like, the colors were vibrant at times, but mostly muted, and it really made the bright colors stand out.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Holy crap. I'm looking at it right now. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out I don't remember what it's coming out for, but it's at least Steam.
Yeah,
Xbox. Oh, Nintendo Switch too. So
2022.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dang.
You were too busy Googling.
Sorry, I was looking at it.
But yeah, 2022. It should come out for the Switch, which is really cool. It says
Xbox
One. I don't think they're going to be making any games for the Xbox One.
Was this a Humble Bundle as well? Or did I just skip this accidentally?
I don't think so. No,
wow.
Published by Top Hat.
How did I miss this? Okay, well, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's right.
That's right. Cool. So my last game is going to be Morbid, the Seven Acolytes. This is something I would never normally play, but the art style just really, like, I don't know, gravitated towards me, and like the gore. I loved the gore. It was so cool. But this is the horror punk action RPG from the developers of Still Running. They do like a really gory take on the isometric Souls-like genre. But the leveling system seems really cool. The combat can be ranged or melee, which is awesome. Like, she has like this big shotgun that she was like shooting at these creatures, and you're seeing like just blood splatter everywhere. And like, I thought what the coolest part of that whole gameplay trailer was they showed one of the battles between one of the Seven Acolytes, and it's I guess her name's Lady Tristana, aka Mother Grief. She uses her own placenta as a weapon, like super gross, super nasty, and there's just like blood everywhere all over this like arena or this like area that you're fighting her with or whatever. It's just super gross looking, but that's kind of I think why it gravitated towards me. Like even the outdoor shops, like when she's walking through like the town, the booths just have like skulls and bloody animal body parts all over them. Like, it just seems like over the top gore, and it looks like fun. And it seems like it could probably get a bit challenging because I was watching like them play against each like just like regular creatures, and their health was like dropping down to like 25%. I was like, holy crap! Hopefully there's like a lot of, health potions that you get, because it seems like you could die easily in this game.
Yeah, that would suck.
But anyway, if it looks like a really fun game, just to like, for gore. If you really enjoy gore, this game looks awesome because the art style is kind of different. But you play like this really badass looking chick. So
awesome,
looks awesome.
Anyway. So I mean, someone hit the nail on it in Reddit. Like, there's nothing like spectacular or huge coming out of this conference, or really because of COVID going into the new year. Unfortunately, like, we had some big ones at the State of Play, and I'm sure there were some at the Xbox reveal, but there's nothing like big revealed or updated on any of these. Like, no Grand Theft Auto 6 or no update on Elder Scrolls 6, like nothing like that. We're just getting a bunch of like independent games which look cool, but nothing groundbreaking. I
had mentioned this too, like I think I mentioned to you or somebody, but if I had the time, I would totally do an indie game podcast on top of this podcast. I'm starting to actually really appreciate them more so than anything, because they're just more of shorter experiences. Yeah. And they're more intimate, I feel like. That's fair. Like, you can tell that they put a lot of love into this game, and it's a smaller dev team, and I don't know. Yeah. I feel like because of my time, I'm unable to spend as much time with like these longer narratives, whereas these smaller indie games I can appreciate more because I can just play them pretty much wherever. Which kind of sucks, because you see some of these really small looking indie games just on PC, and it's like, but like anything could run that. Yeah. I know it's like a porting thing, but I don't know. I feel like these smaller games I feel like Nintendo should be reaching out to all these independent developers, because there's just so many good games out there that aren't even making it to Switch.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of Switch games that I'm getting for a penny, like literally a penny. So
fair enough.
It's tough. Like, fair enough. The cost to develop for the Switch might not make it worth their while.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, so we also took down our least favorite announcements of the night, games that we are absolutely not looking forward to.
Yeah, not looking forward to.
I know yours, so why don't you go first?
All right. Yeah, I put it up in the thing. So my I think the worst announcement, or my least favorite announcement of the evening or of the 4 days, was Goldilocks 1 from Shed of Ideas. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what the hell I watched. Like, the first half of the trailer was Well, honestly, it was between this game and the Walking Dead bridge constructor that no one asked for. But yeah, the trailer was so random. It didn't make any sense. There was like this green orb floating down, and you're okay. Like, what's this orb? What's it gonna happen? Why are we following this orb around? And there's all this battle, and like it seems like the game already seems like crap. Everything sounds really rough and it looks bad. And then like this random dude standing there absorbs the green orb, and then they just fight everybody. I'm like, so what's the green orb?
It looked really sick if it was a PlayStation 2 game and this was the year 1999.
Exactly. Like everybody looked horrible. The characters looked horrible. The trailer didn't make any sense. I don't even know what the game's about other than you're just like killing stuff. The voice acting was really cringy, especially the bumper at the end. Why don't you guys get a room? It's like, oh no, they were serious about that line. That wasn't
this was very PlayStation 2. I would have been I got PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy 7 vibes from like the aesthetic. But like totally. I was like, what is this?
It was so bad. Like honestly, it's really sad because I went to their website. I was like, what's going on here? I went to their website, and it's unfortunate because the art design looks so good. Like the characters that they actually drew for this look amazing, but the execution, not even close. It's almost like the artist needed to like hook up with a different dev team because they didn't know what they were doing or how to do it properly, or they just ran out of money. I have no idea. But I think Shed of Ideas needs to really fine tune this game, or they need to go back to the shed and come up with some other ideas.
They should have got the trailer guy from Dead Island.
Oh my god.
Yikes, that is very sad.
It's so bad.
Well, you kind of spoiled mine. It was Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead.
No one asked for this.
No, and I kind of saw the title and I'm like, oh, this could be really interesting, you know? Like some of the characters are trying to get away from the walkers, and then like maybe the bridge can't save everybody and you got to choose. Like, do you want to say, like, but no, it's literally just slap on a theme of The Walking Dead on this really lame game that no one wants to play. It wasn't even like an interesting or like good looking bridge sim.
The trailer looked so good. I was like, what is going on? This trailer looks really good. Like this guy must really want to play this game that badly. And then what?
I thought the trailer looked super lame, honestly.
Well,
like
it was,
the guy like hiding from zombies
for,
to play on his laptop. I'm like, I think that looks.
It actually took me back to the 90s when like.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a 90s trailer. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, if that's what they were going for, it was gonna be awesome. But they were actually probably taking that trailer seriously because nobody's gonna take that game seriously. I'm sorry.
Well, if anyone buys that game, you're a fool.
I could never work for any like. I could never work for a company like IGN or Gamescom, not Gamescom, GameSpot, because you know they're not allowed to really like, you know, take a dump on any. Yeah, they're not able to like thrash on games. Yeah, there's just no way. You
don't want to ruin that relationship in case they're a star later.
Exactly, but I'm sorry, this looks god awful.
We're never gonna have the developer of these two games on this podcast unless you're the guy who did the art design for Goldilocks 1. We want you.
We want exactly. Like,
we
seriously,
don't want the people who made the game.
The art design was really good. I was like, man, that's unfortunate because.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now, and like that looks fine.
Yeah, right. It looks good. I was like, okay, it looks cool. And then you see the trailer, and you're like, what?
Maybe I'll read the comic book.
I know they had a comic book too. I saw it. I was like, why are they focusing on a comic book? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Do you? You do you.
Anyway, yeah, those were our least favorite announcements.
Yeah, so. That was Gamescom 2020 in a nutshell for us. If you are so inclined to go back and watch all of Gamescom,
and
have fun.
Have 20 free hours.
I would suggest this. This is what I did to watch all the trailers. I was telling Jeff earlier. I went on YouTube. I went to IGN's website where their schedule was. I basically copied and pasted every single item that they had listed on their schedule, and then I added it to a YouTube queue, and then just pushed play. So I didn't have to worry about like continually going back and forth and looking up the games, or having to watch 8 hours. Well, actually, it's what 8 times 4, basically.
Yeah, I don't care about like the middle stuff. Just
like 20 plus hours of you know their other shows and random stuff and their late night show, and I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah. But I mean, anyway. Well, I will say this: I talked briefly to the actual video production coordinator for Gamescom 2020. She's super cool. I talked to her on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, you did a great job," because I guess one of the Tina Amini, if you don't know who that is, she's in charge. She's pretty much in charge of like all of the operations when it comes to the actual reviews and everything for IGN. She had said, "Oh, that's a wrap for Gamescom 2020," and I said, "Well, yeah, that was." I said, "Good." I said, "Good content." I said, I just mentioned that the coordination was really well done because it's a lot to coordinate, especially when you're doing like 8 hours straight, 4 days in a row. And then the coordinator jumped on, and she's like, "Thanks, I appreciate it."
Cute.
So really cool.
Awesome.
So anyway, there's that.
That's that.
We're gonna move on before we go on to Give It an Hour with some video game taboo. All right, you want to start this time, or I think I'll start this time. I think you started last time. Let me get my timer ready. See if we can do better than last time. Last time was a joke.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Wait, why is it 1 hour? 1 minute. Here we go.
This game's
all right.
Gonna go 1 hour. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. All right, it's an open world game where you steal cars.
Grand Theft Auto 3.
And the next one.
Vice City.
The one, sorry, no.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
The Russian one. Yes, there you go. This one came out. You can build your whole island and customize your own island.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes. This one is an open world. You're like a wizard of some sort, but you carry a sword. It came out on Netflix. It's also a show.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Exactly. You kill people. You wear white hoods.
Assassin's Creed.
There you go. So here, when you're not hunted, so when you're being hunted, you are considered
prey.
Yeah. This was a multiplayer game where it's like sword combat, but it's like very specific sword combat, like very technical. But it's like these big dudes and like huge armor. When you do something good, people see it as when you get discharged. When you get discharged from the army, it's considered
dishonorable.
Yeah. So what's a part of
dishonor?
That yeah, you're almost there. Not the dis part.
Honorable.
Yeah, and then okay, what's after the number 3?
4.
So
honorable 4.
No.
Honorable.
But
move on.
That's time.
That was 4.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You got 5.
Okay. What were you trying to say?
For honor.
Oh. Yeah,
it's that sword play game.
Yeah, now I know. I remember now.
Yeah, Dota 2 was another one we didn't get.
No.
Didn't get to it. I didn't know how to. Like, what was like? What sounds like Coda, and then the other one was Fez. I should have said sounds like Pez.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready.
All right. Let me start my timer. So that's 5 out of 8. Not that great. Here we go. And oops. Hang on. Okay, when you're ready.
Okay. Ready, set, go. Boy. Not the second one, but
God of War 2.
Not the second
God of War 3.
one. Okay. They just made a sequel to this plumber game where he's flat, but this is the first one.
Oh, flat. Oh, Mario Odyssey?
No, he's flat because he's made of something you can make an airplane out of.
Oh, Paper Mario.
Great. This is one of the choice-based ones where you have the time, or you can go back in time and change your decision.
Oh, Life is Strange?
Yep. This is kind of like SimCity, but it's a ripoff that people don't like as much.
Oh, Sky Build? No, wait.
You're on the right train. The first is what you're building. The first word is what you're building.
Oh, City?
Yes, multiple of those. And then the second one is like when you're looking at a city, like overview.
Cityscapes?
No, I'm going to move on. Okay. This one was a Super Nintendo game. It was where when he first met Yoshi, you could have a cape.
First met Yoshi? Yoshi's World?
No, it's the first. I guess it's the one where you first play with him primarily. The main character has a cape. He's a plumber.
Next.
Okay, this is one. It's a survival game. The title is kind of saying, make sure you eat so that you...
Make sure you eat?
Make sure you eat. If you don't eat, you're going to...
die? Starve. Don't starve.
I hate you so much. You miss City Skyline. You miss Super Mario World. Then there was Mass
I miss
Effect
Don't
2,
Starve.
and then FIFA. Yeah, Don't Starve. I'm so mad about that.
If you don't eat,
You are
choke.
hungry.
Oh my god. We're about to lose internet again because I'm looking at the video on my computer, my PC, and it's like lagging.
Got it.
Great.
Well, guess we better finish it out with Give It an Hour.
Give it an hour. Okay.
All right. So you played WWE 2K20, and I played What Remains of Edith Finch.
Right.
Who should go first?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, so I played What Remains of Edith Finch. I looked up the gameplay time, and it was like 2.5 hours, and I'm like, dope.
Yep.
I did not finish What Remains of Edith. So I was surprised initially. Like there was a lot of frame rate when you were when you were outside of the house.
Interesting.
I was like, why is this lagging?
I didn't have
the
that
best
issue.
PlayStation you can get.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there. Nobody show this house to my wife. She will demand to move in. There were books everywhere. Don't have a TV stand? Use some books. Like
That's
there
great.
were so many books in this. I thought it looked really cool, but yeah. Why am I eating small animals? Because you were one of the first stories you go into is the kid who died at 10.
It's creepy.
And I was like, this is very graphic. And I'm like, is the kid hallucinating because she ate toothpaste and plastic cherries?
Right.
And then I decided, okay, so the kid did die at age 10 from eating those two things. That is my theory.
Right.
I wrote in the middle of it, I'm very nauseous from playing this game.
Okay.
And that never went away.
That sucks.
Yeah, like I saw how short the game was, and I really wanted to beat it in one sitting, but something like I could do some first person games, but this one, like the more I went, the more I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
I'm gonna throw up.
The voice acting was really good. The art style was gorgeous. I was getting really frustrated being stuck in you were stuck in Grandma Edie's room.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked around for a long time until I saw that dang book on the toilet.
Oh, the toilet book.
But and then sometimes there would be like a whole wall dedicated to someone, and you wouldn't go into their story. And I was like, am I not doing something right? I don't know how to trigger this part of the story, because they were talking about the guy who died by dragon. And it was the dragon slide he was building.
That was a fun one. I actually liked that one.
And it didn't go into it, so I'm assuming you went into it later in the game.
You do.
But yeah, it was just a bit confusing on when I was supposed to learn about the person's mystery and if I was moving forward too quickly to miss a story.
Oh, interesting.
I really wanted to know more. About the time I ended, I was at the twins. I finished the twin story where he wanted to do the swing upside down.
Yes, that was that was really depressing. I
That
was
was
like,
sad.
oh, God.
And then you see like half of his room taped off, and you find out like he went to the military and never went back in that room.
Yeah, it was so many sad stories, like so much death in that game.
Yeah, like I felt like I was over halfway through the game, or at least almost halfway. And I want to beat it because I was intrigued by the story.
Right.
But I have to do it in smaller doses than I want to.
Okay.
I don't think walking simulators like this in general are for me.
Okay.
But I will add it to the backlog for the sake of beating it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to say yes.
So probably do it in small increments.
Yeah, this is another one where when we sat down for the podcast, I was sure I was going to say no. But the more I talked about it, the more I'm like, all right, it was pretty cool. I'm not sick anymore.
Right.
I guess I'll beat it. Like,
yeah, no, I really liked it just because, I mean, I didn't beat it yet, but I liked it as far as I've gotten because of just how brutal it was. Like some of the deaths are just so depressing. I don't know why I liked it. I think I don't know. I think it's just because it's probably the art style, the music, the voice acting just kind of tied up. Really, I'm just really curious to see what happened to the whole family. Like,
yeah,
that's my biggest concern.
Also, how Molly died. It said like to spoil it. This is a little spoiler. She went into the bodies of all those animals and ended up as the monster under her bed.
Right.
And then it said she died. So she either died, from my view, the monster was real. Mm-hmm. She starved to death, or she ate poisonous things because she was so hungry.
Right.
And I don't know if it's going to give me a definitive answer or yet.
It's true. Yeah, that was one thing they actually didn't really definitively give you an answer on. It's kind of
that's messed up. That was like the one I was most excited for because
that's
up in the air.
That's as far as I've gotten at least. So
Did you not beat it yet?
No, I haven't beaten it.
It's only 2.5 hours.
I know. I haven't beaten it yet.
You gave me a game that you didn't even put 2.5 hours into?
I played 90% of it in one morning, and that was the last time I was able to play it.
Okay.
I have to beat it.
Yeah,
I got really far. I got really far.
How can you play Guacamelee and not play this game? I should just get this on.
Because I can play Guacamelee sitting on the couch. I can't.
Yeah, if you weren't so far into it, it's only $8 on Switch right now. I thought about it just so like I didn't get so nauseous playing it. I'm like, maybe if I play it on a smaller screen.
Oh, maybe.
But I didn't pick it up.
Oh, speaking of Switch, did you see that Grindstone is getting released on Switch?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Like you were just talking about it like yesterday. How it is,
I do not like that it's locked on Apple Arcade. So it is cool that you'll be able to experience it that way. But I think that game is like built for mobile. I
mean, I agree. I just thought it was cool. I was like, that's hilarious. Like you were literally just mentioning, I just want to buy the game and just have it. And now you can just buy the game and have it.
I wonder how much it's going to be on the Switch. Because like sometimes like you got Stardew Valley for $15 on Nintendo, and you're like, great, that's a good deal.
Right.
And then you get it for $8 on mobile, and you're like, that's so expensive. I'm waiting for a sale.
I'm going to wait. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You probably could just wait since you're able to play it now.
Yeah.
So wait till it goes on sale.
For another 2 weeks anyway.
But that was announced at Gamescom 2020, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, Jeff's going to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually deleted it off my phone because I know I'm going to cancel Apple Arcade.
All right, fair enough. All right, WWE 2K20. My God, this game looks awful.
It does.
It's so bad.
And so it's because they stopped using the developer they've been using for so long, and they had to build it from scratch, as opposed to the previous games. But for what generations it's on, it should look way better than it does.
Yeah, it looked god awful. Like I'm going to mention the Hunter Bishop on Instagram's review of this first. Mm-hmm. He said, unfortunately, WWE 2K20 is the worst WWE game of the last 10 years, perhaps of all time. The creation suite is still great, but that's where the positives end. The hit detection, which has never been great, is the worst it's ever been. It has more glitches than any game in the series, and the graphics are somehow worse than SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. This is the Shockmaster of wrestling games.
Yikes. My thing about this one is, in a lot of ways, 20 took a step back, but the story is more of what I wanted out of a wrestling game story than we've gotten in a long time.
Okay.
It was obviously it was way less about being in a ring and like WWE storylines, but I really liked going from being a nobody and having this story told of going up the ranks. So anyway, What were your thoughts on it?
So the character hair is all over the place, as usual. Flapping around when they're just walking and just doing nothing. And they're just standing there and the hair's like flying around like there's a fan blowing their hair. Yeah. And it's like clipping all over their shoulders and clothes. The textures look super rough. The dialogue was mediocre at best, I thought.
Fair.
It was just, the audio in general was rough. Especially during the cutscenes. Like there was no background ambience. It was just like dead silent and then their voice. It's like, okay, well.
Yeah.
And then they're like, their mouth's like clicking constantly. It's like, like just the entire time I was like, oh my God. Audio, people, audio, it's so important.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't get far in the story because I stopped after the first hour. The story was just okay. I thought it was okay. You know, like as far as I'd gotten, it seemed like they were reaching for a story and they were like, well, why don't we just, have them start as nobody and we'll go back to their high school days. And I was like, okay. So I don't know. I was kind of torn on that. It didn't hook me. Like I really do appreciate the old school, like, Raw's War, No Mercy storylines where it's just like straight up just wrestling stories.
Those are hard to go back to.
What's that?
Those games are hard. Like that story mode is hard to go back to.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could go back to it and actually enjoy it compared to this game.
Oof. No Mercy was like my favorite game for like 10 years.
What's that?
No Mercy was like my favorite game for like 10. I didn't even have a Nintendo 64.
Yeah, no, and somehow No Mercy looked better than this game. Like I'm joking, but like it feels like it's just based on my nostalgia. It took me a while to get used to the buttons. I probably should have done a tutorial mission, or the tutorial wrestling rounds or whatever.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I should have done a tutorial, but I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I just jumped into it. But it wasn't intuitive that much. Like you really had to know all of the mechanics, like the submission stuff. That was super hard for some reason. I couldn't move the joystick properly to get out of the submission holds or hold submissions.
I've been playing for years and I still can't do that submission system, but they made another one where it's button tapping.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah,
that's what I was hoping for, was a button tap. Like, what is this?
Yeah, you have
stupid...
to change it in settings, which is dumb.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I was like, this is stupid. What else? My timing is horrible. Like, I must be really bad at just, because trying to get out of those pins, even, that was hard for me. I couldn't time it just perfectly. It was so hard.
I want to see the character you created.
I didn't create a character. I did a default.
Oh, okay.
I did default characters for both, and I just kept their names. I kept their movesets because I just wanted to get into the story, because I know that's what you emphasized on.
Yeah.
But I could tell that the character creation was really good, but for some reason the women still look really bad.
They do.
The women's skins look
they
horrible.
They never get even like the women that they made in the game. 9 out of 10 times they look like trash.
Yeah, it's like, why can't I make good-looking women in wrestling games?
I have no idea.
like, I don't mean like ugly, like as in, you know, like she's fat, but it's like the skin looks like it's plastic.
It's true.
So anyway, but yeah, it was. I couldn't believe this was like, it came out this year. It looked so bad.
Yeah.
So after I played an hour, I just deleted it immediately. So that's where it's going in the trash
today. Because like you could, my favorite part about one of the favorite parts is people can upload the creations they make, and there are people who make really good like created characters.
That's cool.
Because you could upload faces, and I'm gonna go in and see if someone made a good David Arquette, because I just watched.
Oh yeah,
You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, like. I'm such a David Arquette mark after watching that. I watched it, and then the next day I made Emily watch it.
That's awesome.
So if you find 90 minutes, I suggest watching it.
Okay. And I was thinking of like doing that like during the week. Like I usually get nights now, so I was thinking maybe like one night out of the week I just watch something that I want to watch.
That'd
you know, like watch something Wednesday or something. I don't know.
That's our game night, you idiot.
I know, bastards. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so anyway, thanks again, Hunter Bishop, for your review. It was hilarious, and I totally agreed with you. We even had a little conversation on Instagram about it. But he was right about the creation suite. I mean, it's still great.
Yeah,
obviously. So,
I can make the same guy every year, so that's not a complaint for me.
That's cool. Cool. So that was Given an Hour. This week I am picking the game for both of us to play.
Yes.
So that game is going to be The Last Campfire by Hello Games.
Okay.
I just bought it on Switch.
What? They made something else.
No Man's Sky.
Oh. Okay.
So this game looks awesome. It's a cute little indie. I don't know. It looks super cool. I wanted to try it, so I was like, why not? Let's do it. Because I was so overwhelmed with independent games this week with Gamescom. I was like, I want to play an indie game that looks fresh, and this one looks really cool. So that's what we'll be playing this week is The Last Campfire by Hello Games. It's on Switch, it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, I believe. It's on all the platforms, on PC, Steam. So we would like for you guys this week to play with us if you can. It's $15, I think, on Switch. So I imagine it's $15 across all platforms. Don't feel like you have to buy it, obviously, but if you have the cash and you want to try it out, you're a big fan of Hello Games, please play with us. I will be posting, I'll be making posts on Instagram, Twitter that you can respond to with your review, and we will read them on the show.
Awesome.
So there's that. Cool. So that is all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your support, for listening. If you're listening on iTunes, please be sure to give us a rating. That'll help, put the podcast in a more viewable spot as we're trying to, get out there in the open and do some more. And if you haven't already subscribed, and if you're brand new to the podcast, welcome, and subscribe on all the major podcasts hosting sites. So there you go. You can contact us if you have any questions for us on the show, or you can also send your reviews to this email as well. It's Backlog and Beyond, contact@backloganddbeyond.com. We also are on Twitter. We're on Instagram. I am on all the social medias as well as Adventure Hawkins and Jeff.
Zavadabadoo.
And so if you ever want to add us, you want to contact us personally, that's where you can do it. So, we'll be back next week with some more games, game reviews, and all that jazz. Count us off, Jeff.
5, 6, 7, 8.